This podcast is brought to you by Men's T Clinic. Men's T Clinic is the team I trust with my total wellness optimization. So should you. 5 DFW locations with North Frisco, El Dorado Parkway at Dallas North Tollway. Now open. Call 972-GO-MEN'S-T or visit mensteclinic.com.
Hi, I'm Ellen Pompeo, and I would like to introduce you to my new podcast, Tell Me. I'm going to invite people that I find interesting to come on and tell me their stories. That's where Tell Me comes from. Listen and follow Tell Me, a podcast presentation of Cadence 13 with me, Ellen Pompeo, now for free on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
It is hour number 3 of the G-Bag Nation here on 105 through the Fan. How about we get you a little bit of Cowboys Twitter, right? Top tweets going viral about America's team. Tweet. And we'll start with something you can gamble on. General at your service. If you see me, beer me. N.A. There's Jeff Kavanaugh, Brian Broaddus, Lucius Alexander is in the Pimp Cup, and along with you, we are the G-Bag Nation here on 105 through the Fan. We go to the account of Jamie Eisner, who tweeted, odds to be the next full-time Raiders head coach per BetOnline AG. That's our buddy Jimmy. Jimmy sends us these odds.
All right.
Eric Bieniemy plus 600 in division. And I think that kind of hire right there seems highly likely, not only because he is due, but because you want to say something to your players. Like, really sorry that happened.
Do you?
I think you do. I hope Mark Davis is looking at that and getting advised on that. Is that what we should do? I mean, Eric Bieniemy deserves a head coaching opportunity. We need to apologize to our players in a profound way, I think. And I think that could get the job done. I think, they have a good offense. So that's what Bieniemy's known for. Just keep that bad boy rolling. Maybe update it a little bit. Gruden was going a little old school. Brian Dabble, I don't know much about him. He's plus 650.
Yeah, he's the offensive coordinator at Buffalo. He was with Nick Saban in Alabama.
Okay.
So, yeah, and he's getting a lot of credit for the development of what's going on with Kyle Allen up there at
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen,
Yeah.
up there in Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah. Kyle
Allen not
still
quite
looking
as
for
good.
his breakout.
Yeah,
But,
Kyle Allen not
still in the league, isn't he?
Washington, Carolina,
Yeah,
something like that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still in Washington.
Yep.
Hanging
Yeah.
out.
Probably stoked right now after that big Aggie victory.
Stoked to be employed, I bet.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. Man, I'm an NFL quarterback. Joe Brady, speaking to Carolina, plus 750 to get the Raiders job. And then you get to our guy, Kellen Moore, which I thought was the most interesting thing about these odds. He is at plus 750, which would rank him as about the 4th best offensive mind, at least according to this rankings, relative to the Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders.
I think numbers like that are why I do think that Kellen Moore's still going to be here. Like, I think that he will interview with teams. I think there may be interest somewhere, but my gut is just that, one, he would have to be the one who wins the job over all those names. And, like, I think a lot of those guys won't be at a place where Jerry Jones has no problem money whipping a coordinator and telling him, hey, just hang around for a minute. Because I promise what's next, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can do that. And I think if he has to, he will.
Yeah.
Or he'll be like, look, what do I care? My offensive coordinator now makes $5 million a year. I don't care. And Kellen's like, cool, I'm in a good spot. And so I think he'll stick around, but, it's quite a compliment being on that list.
Yeah, these are just NFL teams. Maybe a college ranking, especially one up in that part of the country, would put him even higher. But I think what you talk about is really important here, because can he interview great? Like, when he's done interviewing, does he move up or down this list? And I don't know. I don't want to. There have been moments where Kellen Moore has a pretty good rapport and he's got a funny sense of humor with the media. But a lot of other times it's kind of down and lack of energy, and it doesn't speak to confidence. Maybe he's the most confident guy in the world. He's never put off that energy from what I can observe, and I think that's really important as a head coach. I don't think he has relationships around the NFL yet. I don't think he'd have one with the Raiders or with one of the other job openings that are possible. Jacksonville, I don't know. Maybe he's got an extensive network. Linehan was his guy. And then to that, Brian, I do wonder, since Jerry told Al, I'll take care of your kid Mark, Would Jerry call Mark and say, "Don't take my damn coordinator"? I built you a freaking stadium, bro.
Yeah, I think you're going down the right path there.
Okay.
I really do. I kind of feel like that if the Raiders are going to hire a coach, I like what you said about Eric Bieniemy, but I would keep an eye on a guy named Mike McDaniel that's the OC at San Francisco.
Okay.
This guy's 38 years old now. The Raiders have a history of going for like younger coaches. They did it with Lane Kiffin. He was like 32. They did it with
younger guys.
John Madden way back in the day. They've gone with that's kind of a Mark Davis. Gruden was a young coach when they named him. So I'd keep an eye on Mike McDaniel. I mean, he's a guy. He's kind of a Shanahan disciple guy. I mean, with Dad Shanahan. I mean, he's been a running game coordinator. He's been an OC. He went to school at Yale, which always these owners like, oh, he went to school at
smart guy.
But the same thing with Garrett.
Yeah.
Oh, Princeton. But this guy's got a minor like in sports psychology. So, I mean, he's going to probably tell you how to build teams, how to relate to players, and stuff like that. This might be a name that just overall keep an eye out for some of these jobs that come open.
It's not on the board, but when Brian says something like that that's not on the wagering board, I think we should find a way to get odds on a Mr. Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
I would look forward to
San
that.
Francisco's OC. Keep an eye on him.
If you're new around here in the G-Bag Nation, this is Brian Broaddus throwing out a random name, and Brian Broaddus was in the NFL for how many years?
13
years. Mm-hmm. So when Brian hints at things, just know his hints a lot of times mean things.
Yeah. Byron Leftwich is on the board. Is he the OC with the Jags still?
Tampa.
Okay, that's right. Yes, working for Bruce Arians. Matt Campbell is plus 900. Todd Bowles 900. David Shaw still at Stanford?
Still at Stanford and probably never going to leave.
10-1. Gus Bradley 10-1. Our old buddy Matt Eberflus, is he the DC with the Colts?
Still there.
He is, and you know what he did last night?
Gave up a big lead?
I think he lost his team the game.
Oh, man.
Do you remember how Baltimore, after they had already won the game, wanted to make sure they had 100 yards rushing as a team? And so even though they'd won, they went and ran a play.
Yeah.
Eberflus in the second half of that game was like, they ain't getting to 100.
Oh.
They're going to finish with a tied record. They're not going to break the
We're going to load up against
record.
the run.
And Lamar
dropping bombs over the top.
Diced them and came back because they were like, we ain't giving up 100.
Matt, what are you doing?
Hey, players mess up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Accurate.
He'll learn from this.
That's true. Yeah. He'll bounce back.
Is Josh McDaniel not on that board that you were talking
Josh
about?
McDaniel not on this board. Yeah, not on the board for
Interesting. I wonder if there's a time where I wonder if it's passed him up.
The NFL's done with him.
Yeah, I wonder if the NFL's like, listen, he's never going to leave New England. And
that thing he pulled on the Colts.
Or is he just waiting for the New England job?
Yeah, I could see that.
That's
I could see the Kraft saying, dude, there's no need to move your family. This is going to be your job. Look how old Bill is. Okay, then Rich Bisaccia, who is he's their interim coach, right?
He is.
Rich Bisaccia, our old special teams coordinator,
he hates
jumping
me
in there.
so much. God,
what'd you do to Rich?
I mean,
you called him stupid head?
No, I mean
talking about his crappy special teams 1 year.
He just thought he did not appreciate the way I covered the football team for DallasCowboys.com.
Oh, jeez.
He went up to Gruden and was like, "Oh, this Brian brought," and John's like, "We're like good friends." So,
yeah.
Did he send an email?
He didn't send an email. Maybe it's not good to admit you're friends with John Gruden anymore either.
On a roll.
Yeah, back off that one.
Preview joke Tuesday.
No.
Breathe.
Yeah, old Rich Bisaccia there. I would imagine, Brian, he didn't like you because he thought the role of the team website was to do promotions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sell season tickets.
His whole idea is what you're supposed to be friendly with us, not be mean to us and criticize everything that we're doing here.
Yeah. Sometimes players think that because we're the fan. Like I remember when Josh Howard was on with Grego, and Grego asked him if he still smokes a lot of weed.
You still smoke a lot of weed?
Yeah. And Josh was like, man, I thought this was the fan. You guys are supposed to be cool. And Grego's trying to hot take question him into good ratings.
I thought it was cool. I love drugs.
Yeah, man. No, it's all good. Okay, maybe the best thing on Cowboys Twitter today, though, is a meme. Somebody took a picture of Jordan doing the Last Dance biography show that was on last summer, and they photoshopped Diggs' head on top of it. And the caption reads, "Quarterback attempts a pass," and then a quote from Diggs. And I took that personally.
Every time they drop back to pass, I'm offended. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're looking in my direction. I can't believe this guy's disrespecting me like that. Hasn't he seen the papers? We go to Mike Clay, NFL. The Eagles have been in zone on a league high 76% of pass plays this season. The Patriots are last at 33%, leaning heavily on man one, a league high 54.8% of the time. Do you expect the Patriots to continue that against this vaunted Cowboys offense?
I hope so, because I enjoy the passing game and I think it's fun. So I don't know, because different teams show up and do things different ways. It's not like the NFL is still something where it's like, this is what I do. But I do think that the Patriots enjoy playing man coverage. They like trying to take away your run game. So it's very possible. And if so, this will be another CD week for you, Gavin. You get really excited because you get a little 11 catches for $150 and 2 touchdowns.
Electrifying player.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I hope they do.
I don't think Belichick wants to turn this into a shootout for his young quarterback. I really don't. I think he's going to find what's the best avenue to kind of keep the Cowboys in check. And maybe he's going to say running the football might be the best way of doing that for the Cowboys. And it's going to shorten the game, of course, because of running clock and you're running. If the Cowboys are having success, which they can, but if he puts Mac Jones in a shootout game with Dak Prescott, he's probably going to lose. So I would venture to say they're probably going to try and choke your run is what I would think they would do. And then say, okay, we'll handle everything else. We'll just try and tailor a game plan to where, Mac can make some simple throws, try and have some balance, but I wouldn't. You get in a shootout with a rookie quarterback in Prescott, you're probably going to lose that football game.
Okay, so help me out here. I'm thinking if they come after your run, it gives Dak the opportunity to make huge chunk plays and put you in that shootout. What I'm trying to say is maybe they're going to allow you to try and throw the ball. I just think whatever it is to keep you from. If it turns into throwing you're screwed either way. You really are. Yeah.
And you're playing the Cowboys.
But I'm trying to think of what's the one way that you could keep Mac Jones from having to be in a shootout game. And I think
it's to cause punts. And I think you cause punts by having a couple incomplete passes in a series. I don't think you can cause punts by letting them run all over you. Yeah. It's going to be fascinating because I think however Belichick decides to do it, if he does have success, the league's going to be paying attention.
Right
now, the league's like, how do we stop the Cowboys?
Yeah.
And Belichick is, I think, going to give you the best schematic look.
I think Belichick is going to show you that there's not an answer.
Let's go. I like that.
I think he'll do the best he can, and you'll find out there is not an answer.
Okay, Pro Football Focus asking the question, could we see a Cowboys-Buccaneers rematch in the NFC title game? They were doing a roundtable. That was one of their topics. And the takeaways are the Cowboys' defense is no longer so bad that it will prohibit you from making a run. And the running game is a game changer, but not something they overly rely on. So their takeaway is that, yes, the slipper fits. This is a team that absolutely could be back in a rematch with Tampa in the NFC title game.
Kind of felt like you had to beat them twice if you wanted to get to the Super Bowl. You might only have to beat them just the once, But I thought if you could go out and you could beat them and then you turn around and beat them again, you were going to find a way to get into the Super Bowl. So, I think there's some other candidates too. I think Green Bay's still in this thing. The Rams are still in this thing. I think the only team that's been eliminated in my mind, there's been 2. I think New Orleans has been eliminated, and I think Seattle's been eliminated.
Maybe San Fran?
San Fran playing with a rookie quarterback, probably so.
Yeah, go ahead and kick them out, too.
Yeah. So now you're thinking about Rams, Arizona out west, Green Bay up north.
Yeah.
Tampa in the in the South. Who you got left to try and beat? That's
it.
Well, yeah, I think you pretty much nailed it. Looking at the power rankings, it's only across the internet and different sites, 4, 5, or 6 different teams. The teams that I think are curious that you have over the Cowboys are the Chargers, who you beat, and then the Packers, who don't have a defense or much of a running game. So I have the Cowboys solidly at 5 right now.
I think the thing is with the Aaron Rodgers thing with the Packers.
Yeah.
I just do. I just
Trump
think
card.
He was donging around for a hot second out of the gate, and he's not anymore.
No.
So.
Yeah. I would like to hold the Cincinnati close game against them, but I have respect for the Bengals. I think they've once again put together a solid football team.
I think
not too shabby.
I think Brian's guy, I think Joe Burrow is, I don't know.
He might get killed.
Oh. He might, but I don't
football
know.
Kill.
What did he do?
Rogers told him, bro.
They don't block well. They don't block well.
Rogers told him, bro, you got to slide. You can't.
Yeah.
No, Rodgers did. He's like, hey, rookie.
Yeah, protect yourself.
Second guy, you got to get down. You can't.
You're not
be
that
taking
big in
hits.
this league.
But Burrow and Jamar Chase, those dudes got something going.
Yeah.
And, I'm with Gavin.
T. Higgins, good player for them, too.
I think that team is, I think they're at least decent, maybe teetering towards good. And Joe Burrow might be one of those guys that by the end of the year, you're like, hey, where does that guy rank in the NFL? Like, he looks pretty darn good.
817 asking, are the Chiefs out of it for y'all?
No.
I think they're out of Super Bowl contention. I still think they could be a playoff team, but they have massive issues on the offensive line and on the defense. I think the good news is you should have a pretty good pick. Maybe get you a new tackle.
Hold on, timeout. Did you just put the Chiefs in the top 10 of the draft?
Possibly, but I think somewhere between 12 and 18 is real possible, even 19, 20.
Andy Reid with his son. That's a lot
Big
going
distraction.
on. A lot going on there.
Yeah.
Trust me on that one.
It must be terrifying as a parent to think my kid could go to jail for 10 or 20 years. Now, the flip side of it is it's terrifying to have your kid die in a car accident caused by an intoxicated driver.
Exactly.
So I don't want to minimize that.
Worse.
Okay, and then could we be making progress towards laughing at the misfortune of our rivals, the bird turd Philadelphia Eagles, and their handling of Carson Wentz? My dream scenario is that he goes on to be a perennial Pro Bowler and one day wins an MVP as the head coach there, his former coordinator in Philly, saves him from the
Frank
terror.
Reich.
Yeah. Carson Wentz last night. This is Stephen Holder. Career-high passing yards. Career-high passer rating. Career-high yards per attempt at 11.49. Still took the loss. Colts couldn't help him enough. But maybe, he's dusted him off. He's had a couple of bumps. He got hurt. And now Carson Wentz is ready to retake his position after getting some PTSD recovery
now,
from his experience.
What's his position exactly?
Quarterback?
Okay.
Carson Wentz?
Like okay quarterback?
I want multiple Pro Bowls, deep playoff runs, and Philly like, oh my goodness, how did we let this guy go? Because you broke him. Your organization is trash, and your fan base compounds the issue.
So
That's my dream.
Yeah, I got to tell you, total QBR is not very good, but neither is Dax right now, so that can get wonky on you.
Could it be coming around?
65% completion, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick,
Hey.
7.5 yards per attempt.
Let's go.
Carson's not playing terrible football.
I'm still benching him. I'm not giving up that first-round pick from the Colts.
I see what he's doing. He's still just getting sacked a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, Carson.
That's the final challenge.
Yeah, he just got to make better decisions, not freak out. Don't be a freak out guy.
All righty, it is the G-Bag Nation, Everyday 420. It's time for Jeff and Brian's segment of the day. Gents, where are we headed?
Well, I'd like to thank the Nosebleed Seats for reminding me of a segment that exists that I forgot about. It's time for the J-Sogs, the Jeffrey Stars of the game.
Man, there are a lot of podcasts out there.
Definitely. I mean, there's 3 million shows, 50 million episodes, and more every day.
I mean, who has the time to figure out which ones are the best podcasts?
We do. That's who. What's up, guys? I am Alicia Renee.
And I'm Dax Holt.
And we are your hosts of Pod Sauce, a podcast discovery show.
Look at us as your podcast concierge.
We do all the work for you. We listen to the shows, review them,
Pick the best episodes and interview the hosts.
Pod Sauce. Let us help you find your next binge. Tell them where to go, Dax.
Go to podsauce.com.
The climate crisis is here. Time's slipping away to stop the worst effects of global warming, and we need solutions. Hosted by me, Molly Wood, How We Survive dives deep into the economics, the tech, and the human stories behind those solutions. From billionaires trying to monopolize lithium mines to business rivalries so fierce that one CEO was dragged off a plane by federal authorities. How We Survive, following the money to the end of the world because our survival might depend on it. Listen on Odyssey and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Time is everything. Our lives are under its spell. Be among the select few to command the fleeting hours with the tradition, elegance, and performance of a timepiece from Longines. Handcrafted in Saint-Amir, Switzerland since 1832, Longines' watchmaking expertise reflects a strong devotion to the classical elegance and excellent quality, which never cease to delight those who appreciate exceptional timepieces. Discover the newest Longines models. Elegance is an attitude. Available at the Timepiece Collection in Inglewood.
Have you cut the cord and are feeling bored with your streaming services? CuriosityStream can help. With thousands of documentary films and TV shows, let CuriosityStream put the science back in your screen time. Astound you with history come to life and wildlife that will reach out and grab you. We've got the fix for your nonfiction addiction. Watch us on any device, anywhere you are. Visit curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming now.
Welcome back, Nation. It's time now for Jeff and Brian's segment of the day. The segment is brought to you by the Frankels. If you're hurt in an accident and it's not your fault, call the Frankels, 214-333-3333, or go online to truckwreck.com. And here they are, Jeff and Brian.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
Brian.
Watching this replay of last night's football game. I guess it's a football game.
Football Norte Americano.
I'd like to start a petition to keep Mark Andrews with Lamar Jackson for the rest of his life. That's like his binky, his blankie. That's what Mark Andrews is. Big old rumbling tight end from OU. All the other Raven receivers alternate between, hey, nice play, and suck, including Hollywood Brown, who will just drop all the passes till he decides to score all the touchdowns. But Mark Andrews is always there for my guy Lamar. I need them to stay together forever. They're like peanut butter and jelly, you know? Candy corn and soda.
Gavin and vending machines.
Machines.
Zingers.
Toes and the internet, you know? Anyway,
Rex Ryan.
And Rex Ryan. So anyway, it's time for the J-Sogs, the Jeffrey Stars of the game. Here's the rules.
Joint Special Ops Command.
Don't disrespect people that like toes and feet and everything.
What?
I just don't want any disrespect towards those people.
Okay.
You know
All
what
right.
I mean?
Noted.
Okay.
Noted. Yeah, we got to respect everybody.
Yeah.
Especially you. All right,
Exactly.
I'm detecting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sounds like you might.
Pink toes, white toes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You like
Sometimes
long
yellow.
or short?
It just matters how I look at it. Not
Okay.
really a short guy, kind of like it long and thin,
Mhm.
bony.
So, like, you're not out on, like, a size 10?
I'm definitely out.
Okay, 8?
Yeah, I'm definitely out. I like
6.
small feet. I don't need no big
Yeah,
old
small feet.
Okay, long
big flippers
toe.
in the air. When I turn back and look behind my, like she's flapping.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good, fam.
So, little feet, but skinny long toe.
I like the
Yeah.
band Little Feet.
Is that a band?
It's a band.
Okay.
It's the best little feet band in Texas.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Stars of the game. The way this works is you
Dixie
can.
Chicken.
Hey, why don't you chill out for a second,
It's
okay?
my segment too.
Oh yeah, good point.
I said hi. I'm Brian. I said that.
That is my segment too.
That's a great point. I never even think about. You know,
Yeah.
just start going and forget all about you. What's going on, Brian? How you doing, man?
Let's talk about these J-Sogs right now.
Oh, okay.
All right,
I
we
mean,
got
if you
it.
want to get the B-Sogs ready,
No, I'm good.
that's cool.
I'm good.
Stars of the game. You can pick 3 on offense and 3 on defense.
Mike McCarthy.
Text him in, 877-881-1053 is the Autoflex Leasing fan text. I'm surprised you got my first one. On offense, I went Mike
I know you
McCarthy,
will.
number 1.
I got it for all 3.
I just thought he had great decision-making all day.
Yeah.
It's amazing he can stay out of the way so well at that size. It really is.
Oh, God.
You never know he was there.
That was good. Number 1 on offense, what I'm going with is Tyron Smith.
Yeah, you should.
I and my people are very tired of the disrespect that offensive linemen get, and we are demanding. This is my demand, and if it's not met, who knows what'll happen. Our demands are we find a way to give stats to offensive linemen, because otherwise you just don't know, right? Like Tyron Smith's out there kicking butt all the time. If he played receiver, he'd have 800 yards and 4 touchdowns. You'd be like, yeah, look how awesome he is. And if he played running back, he'd have 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. You'd be like, man, he's really killing it. But at offensive tackle, it's like, we don't have stats.
You got to get a subscription service to find the stats.
Yeah, and so instead what you do is you say, okay, give me everyone else's stats because he helped them.
Oh, yeah, look at the game
Right?
Tyron had.
Yeah.
Zeke and Tony both got a hundo.
Bam.
Yeah.
Hey, who are their good offensive linemen? Okay, great. And both of them ran for what? Wow, he must be doing a good job. So Tyron Smith is,
Game ball.
Yeah, he's a star of the game, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Star of the game, number 2 is Zach Martin for the exact same reason.
I see what you're doing here.
What's that?
No, that's good.
What are you trying to say?
No, you're giving these guys.
What are you thinking I'm thinking about?
You're just giving guys credit that deserve credit. I appreciate that.
You think I'm just trying to squeeze out
The running backs. Yep.
Well, I actually wrote.
They can still have good games, Jeff.
I actually wrote that down as number 2 star for me, and against all the wishes that you guys always have.
Wait, what did you write down?
I wrote down Martin number 1.
Yeah.
I wrote down running backs number 2.
That's not allowed.
See, but that's it's not allowed because I can't put the running backs together.
Correct. You have to pick a player.
Elliott. I'll
Man.
pick Elliott.
Wow.
I'll pick Elliott.
Disrespectful to Tony.
But it's the way the game's played.
You could include Tony. It would just have to be your third.
Yeah, why don't you make Tony your third star of the game?
Or it is your segment, of course. You could make up your own rules and tell Jeff to shove it.
That's also true. You couldn't totally tell me to shove it. You could tell me to respectfully and then offer something.
No, I was going to put Lamb at 3.
So CD,
Martin,
Zeke,
Lamb. Martin, Elliott, Lamb.
And I went Tyron, Martin, Dakota, which I didn't feel great about.
Ball security?
Well, what do you mean, What does that sound? What are you trying to say?
It's just such a...
I'm a running back hater. I know. Yeah. And I don't even mean to be.
Matter of fact, the running backs kind of got your quarterback back on track, in my opinion.
I think my offensive line got me going by getting the running backs going.
Yeah.
But the running backs are just the dudes who get the ball. They open it up for them, and then you just run.
They're good at their job.
When you pick Dak...
they're good at running that way.
When you pick Dak for any one of these... Yeah. When you pick Dak for any one of these things, you kind of feel really homerish. Because he always is playing pretty well, right?
2 turnovers?
Yeah.
If you're up against a good team, that'd probably cost you the game right there.
They won by 130 or something. I mean,
as I said,
if they went up against a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Tyron, Martin,
Steele,
CeeDee Lamb. How about that? We'll give CeeDee Lamb the third star. We busted it wide open. We needed to take the top off.
I had him as my third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't you supposed to do something a little different there? Or you just kind of...
No, it's not about being different. It's about getting it right.
Well, you did pick Dak.
No, I kicked him off.
After Gavin said...
Yeah, he talked me out of it. You called me a homer, and then he said he wasn't any good. And so I was like, all right, that's fine. So I got rid of him. Yeah.
Still got to figure out how he's going to not turn the ball over once a game handling it this much. Still waiting for it, Dak. I know you got it.
He's not even
I'll be
handling
patient.
it very much anymore.
Tad Prescott would like a win with you, Gavin.
Not handling it that much, and it's still one turnover a game since 2020.
Defensive stars of the game, 877-881-1053 is the Autoflex Leasing fan text. Send in yours. Offense, 3 on offense, 3 on defense. The 254 says Dak, Zeke, CD. See? That's my line is getting disrespected here.
Yeah, you can't.
You're just picking all the sexiness. You can't pick all the sexiness.
Dive into a little deeper.
You got to pick the guys who help you win. 940 Jeff, would you be cool if Sprinkle was the starting running back? Be interesting. I don't know if his skill set's perfect for it, but, as long as you just follow where the holes are, you'll be fine.
More of a power back.
Yeah, just kind of,
Watch some Derrick Henry film. That's the goal.
Look, here's what's going to happen. Terrence Steele is going to block down.
Yeah.
Connor Williams and Zach Martin are going to come running around.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
You follow Zach.
That's all you need to do.
Follow Zach. You'll be fine. You'll get 5 yards of carry.
It's brilliant.
It'll be great.
It's brilliant.
Who did Tony Pollard push down on his way through the hole? That was great. Was that Schultz?
One of our guys?
It was probably, it had to be a tight end.
Yeah, our tight ends don't block
end.
so good. Probably tight end.
Get out of my way, bro.
Of some sort.
Like 7-year-old soccer out there.
Tyron, Martin, and Micah from the 469. That's not how the game works. 3 offense, 3 defense.
What you drinking? And what you think?
Thank you.
Steele, Martin, Lamb from the 214.
Steele, I like this.
Smith, Lamb, Pollard from the 951. Going with the better running back. Like that. On defense, star number 1 is Randy Gregory.
Oh, you and I agreed on that one.
9 total pressures in the game, including the one that led to Anthony Brown's pick 6. Randy Gregory's chugging along. Yeah. He will still get double-digit sacks. He'll get there.
By the way, we learned earlier in the show, his father calls him Randall.
Does he?
His father calls him Randall, so maybe we'll have to check in with him, see if it's okay if we follow suit.
Dad called him Randall. I'm going to call him Randall. Isn't that how it goes?
I think
That's
so.
the rule.
It's the 60s.
I think he'd be okay with that, Jeff. He's a pretty easygoing guy.
Yeah.
He's a fan of yours.
Ever since he had to give you the business a little bit.
I gave him the business. I deserved it.
You started it, and he forgave you.
Yeah.
That's a real man right there.
That's a real man for sure. I told him that to his face.
Jordan Lewis, defensive star of the game, number 2, for getting his foot up under Saquon's. No, I did not.
Sealed the game.
I did not give him a star.
That is brilliant.
I did not give him a star of the game for that.
Oh, wow.
Anthony
Who is that?
Brown.
That's the Marcus Morris play of the game?
Oh, that's the way we need to come up with some different awards.
There you go.
Who made the best dirty play?
Yeah.
Who was the...
Yeah. The Marcus Morris Award. I like that.
I'll go Anthony Brown. Had the pick 6. Gave up only 2 catches on 8 targets. Pretty good day at the office for Anthony Brown, and he's putting together a few pretty good days at the office.
I went with Diggs.
Did I go? I went Diggs as my third guy.
Did you?
I went Brown and Diggs and Gregory.
You're going to hate my third guy.
Hold on, let me think about it. Jalen Smith.
The guy who benefited the most from Jalen Smith being
Leighton
gone.
Vander Esch.
Leighton Vander Esch.
See, I gave my honorable mentions to Osa and Parsons. But Vander Esch isn't a bad name.
No.
That's not a bad
I
one.
loved when you guys were talking about Vander Esch not having to worry about the cover for number 9 out there as well.
It's hard, man. It's hard to go out there and be like, all right, what's my job? And
Yeah.
then what's his job that he's not going to do?
Vander
And
Esch-
which one of those should I try to do on this
Vander
play?
Esch is like, I don't have to worry about that number 11. I'm just going to stand here and play my plays.
Holy cow, Micah Parsons had 3 quarterback hits playing off the ball linebacker still.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Oh, woo.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Loving every minute of it.
Need to put him back on the defensive line, though, pretty soon. Okay? You guys ready for that? Next
Okay,
year,
let me ask you this.
I'm going to pay Gregory. I'm going to play Gregory and Parsons as my edge guys.
Okay, Majors brought this point up with the show today. Do you play him at end even knowing that Tank's coming back?
We can play with it this year. He can play a little linebacker this year, but next year, either
Okay.
Gregory's going to be gone because you didn't pay him,
Okay.
or you could pay Gregory, and then I think you might
Yeah.
do something roster
But
wise
right
at the other end.
now, right now, would you be interested in playing him as a full-time defensive end? I'm talking about Parsons.
Right this second?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What do you do with Tank
Well, Tank's not back yet,
when Tank gets back?
and we'll talk about it.
A pretty good rotation. Kick
Mike.
Tank inside on 3rd down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk
Stand
about
up
it.
on 1st.
Like, hey, Tank, welcome to defensive tackle.
Hey, Tank, welcome to the bench at 19 mil.
Do you guys think it's interesting that he's more ready to play on the edge than maybe at linebacker? Like, what is that? Is there
I
less
don't-
diagnosing down there?
I think that's it.
It's just
Yeah.
feel.
I think it's just his
rush.
natural ability
Yeah.
plays.
Yeah.
When you're playing linebacker and it's like, all right, on this
Attack.
one, my responsibility is to drop to here.
Yeah.
Now, if this guy crosses my face, do I chase him? Am I waiting? Where's the quarterback going? Whereas it's like, hey, what about getting right there and go get him? And if he hands it to somebody on your way, get that guy. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of, it's Parsons is just, I just think he's that kind of athlete.
Got to feel.
I want to develop both side by side because you never know what your team's going to look like or who could get hurt. And, I think Jason Garrett was a big proponent of it. It's one of the things that I thought was right on.
Yeah, I like right now with where they are, I want to see Jabril Cox play more. Because when you're talking about, here comes a tight end out here comes a running back out, and my linebacker has to cover him, I would rather have Jabril Cox do that and have Micah Parsons attacking the quarterback.
Heard some whispering. Not really ready. Whispering.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Not really ready yet.
That source, Brian, is full of it.
Yeah.
That dude
When
doesn't
I-
have a
when
clue
I-
what he's
when I
talking
heard
about.
that, when I heard that, I started yelling about LSU is what I said. Yeah, you guys hate LSU player. None. But no, that's
You
not
hate North Dakota State and LSU.
Guy's
Everywhere
a-
that
guy's
man's
a national
been.
champion player. No, but the whispers like, ready. Yeah.
Hey, 817 has a question. Can somebody answer this? I thought we restructured Tank to where he was virtually uncuttable in the offseason.
They haven't messed with his money. They haven't. Him and Cooper were the two guys that did not mess with his money, I don't believe.
It has been restructured quite a bit in past years.
Yeah.
So it's due $27 million with salary and cap hit next year. If you cut him, it would still be 19.
Yeah.
So
you
you
save
would
$8
have
million bucks,
$8
but you
million
don't have the
of
player.
savings. Yeah, but you don't have the player. I don't know if it's worth it. That's 10% of your cap to say goodbye. You could wait another year and have it be a little bit less. And I think he's still young enough that he could be good. I think 29 years old, 30 next year, there's no reason that he couldn't have a couple of great seasons left in him.
I'll try and ask this quick, though. Is Zeke now worth the money where he has a good year like today, this year is what he's going through, and one more, and then you cut him? Are we getting a little bit better about Zeke's money right now? But if he's playing to the level...
He's earning the contract you gave
That's
him.
what I'm saying.
Better that he plays good than bad.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I'm saying. So that you play well this year, play well next year, and then you can move on from that, right? Is that favorable to you guys as we speak?
I mean, how many more years are on it? Because if he keeps running well, by the time you get 3 years down the road, it'll be like, well, hell, now the cap's gone up so much that this isn't even ridiculous anymore. It's only ridiculous today and yesterday.
You're going to lose
tomorrow.
Tony Pollard, aren't you?
The potential out is after 2022.
Yeah.
It would still be an $11 million hit. It would save you $5. So
Okay.
his number is really going to start peaking as a couple of restructures get in there. I think in 2023, it's $17 million to have him on your team. So, yeah, I think at least 2 more years. Then after that, maybe
This year and one more, right? And
Yeah.
then you start to think about it.
And if he plays great next year, I don't think this team will move on. You know, if he plays like this, I don't know what you do. Probably restructure. But this version of Zeke is so good, I think it's giving you a significant edge. Like Jeff can have his deal, and I think it's a very good take. But there's 2 or 3 guys every year that every time the ball is snapped, they're doing something extra to get you an extra 10 yards, save a broken play, and he's back to being that guy. I don't want to take that guy off the team. Okay, it is the G-Bag Nation here on The Fan. Coming up next, we're going to go around the NFL.
A criminal record can create serious barriers to important goals in life, like finding a job, getting a house, or applying for school admissions. But what if a crime you were convicted of was no longer a crime? That could be the case if you've ever been convicted of marijuana possession. New Jersey recently legalized the possession of small amounts of marijuana and hashish for recreational use by adults. Also, many past marijuana convictions are being removed from criminal records. More than 300,000 convictions have already been expunged. To find out if your marijuana conviction has been expunged from your record and to learn how to receive a certification of your expungement, go to njcourts.gov/marijuana. Take advantage of this opportunity for a fresh start. To learn more, go to njcourts.gov/marijuana. That's njcourts.gov/marijuana.
Hi, it's Ricky Ricardo for Superbook Sports. Superbook Sports is live in New Jersey and ready for the action. Whether you're new to sports betting or you're a seasoned wagerer, our app is the one for you. Visit us at superbook.com and sign up now. You don't want to miss out on their $1,000 deposit match bonus. That's right. For a limited time, only they will match you dollar for dollar for up to $1,000. Make sure you sign up now so you don't miss out, because this offer ends soon. Terms and conditions apply. Have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Time is everything. Our lives are under its spell. Be among the select few to command the fleeting hours with the tradition, elegance, and performance of a timepiece from Longines. Handcrafted in Saint-Amir, Switzerland since 1832, Longines' watchmaking expertise reflects a strong devotion to the classical elegance and excellent quality, which never cease to delight those who appreciate exceptional timepieces. Discover the newest Longines models. Elegance is an attitude. Available at the Timepiece Collection in Englewood.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 23rd. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your family medicine cabinet of unused and expired prescription drugs. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. To find a collection site near you, visit DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Yes, sir. It is the G-Bag Nation here on 105.3 The Fan. It's time to go around the NFL, brought to you by Metter, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Okay, interesting story here, an update on the Gruden resignation. The NFLPA petitioning the NFL to release all of the emails from the Washington football team investigation. If you're unaware, Bruce Allen, former Washington football team president, is suing the NFL? Suing the NFL?
The football team.
Suing the football team for a bad dismissal, right?
Yeah.
Wrongful termination. And that's how the emails were, circulating, and then somebody leaked it to the New York Times, and we got here. Now, the Players Association, the Players Union, is requesting that the NFL release the remaining 650,000 emails that are being reviewed as part of the investigation. I don't know if they have a legal claim to it. It'll be interesting to see how that CBA is written, but I would think, if you guys are reviewing emails to see if there was any wrongdoing at all. You're just investigating and looking at emails, and these things are coming out. I could see where they would be very interested. Hey, our players would like to know, are any of the other head coaches racist? Could we find out other violations that might have happened? Could we corroborate things that people were suspicious about? Is there anything in there about the Colin Kaepernick alienation from the league? I think there could be a lot of really interesting things that could be in those emails. And as much as I want to see the players get a better shake, and I'm disappointed in, a lot of the attitudes the NFL has taken towards them, I don't think the players should get access to those emails, right? Once it comes out, You know, I think there should be more of a consideration of your privacy. Once it gets out, sure, you keep people accountable. There was a leak. You know, it's a public company. We have to protect the shield. You're a racist coach. You got to go. But I don't know. How do you guys have a strong take on that, or any insight into how that situation would get, played out?
So all I wonder about is, and look, I'm not defending John Gruden in any way. When you say enough, when you go. Let's see, what do? We went racist trope, we went misogynistic, and we went, what's the one I'm missing here?
Woman?
Gay? That's homophobic.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hit like 3 out of 4 on the bingo card, all he was missing was some anti-Semite stuff. You're going to be held accountable for that. But it is really interesting to me that they're talking about 650,000 emails. They're talking about a guy who's a president of a football team. And at the time of these emails, John Gruden is not the coach of the Raiders. John Gruden is an analyst at ESPN. So an analyst at ESPN, who, by the way, a lot of people on ESPN were so shocked, and he must be held accountable because we are stunned. I mean, he's your coworker, but so like I guess I don't get it. We got the Gruden emails, how and why, because the NFL owners are determining what you get to see, which is really weird because it was supposed to be a Washington football team investigation. All right, so Bruce Allen, you had a guy sending you, God, we've seen, I don't even know how many different emails with how many different things he said. What were your replies to those? As a guy who is responsible for hiring on an NFL team, what was your response to somebody emailing you things like that? Because I don't think there was no response, or there wouldn't be a second email, much less 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. You guys were talking. And that's how you were talking. It's interesting to me, like there's got to be a motive somewhere for why they wanted Gruden. And again, I'm not defending Gruden. It's just really interesting that's what came out of it.
I do think once you become aware of it, if there's going to be a leak, it's like, remember when the Mads had things going on with Pants DJ?
Yeah.
They knew about it.
Right.
They didn't do anything about it, and then it went public, and they're like, you're fired. I think the NFL's looking at it like, if it becomes public knowledge that we knew about these emails and didn't fire Gruden, we would be complicit.
Okay, see, so I guess my contention is in those 650,000, there's zero chance he's the only one.
Yes.
And there's a near zero chance he's the worst one, would be my guess.
Because that's part of the
I'm curious about.
The NFLPA statement says it's outrageous that after the NFL's 10-month-long investigation involving hundreds of witnesses and 650,000 documents related to the longtime culture of harassment and abuse at the Washington football team, the only person to be held accountable and lose their job is the head coach of the Raiders.
Right.
If the NFL felt it appropriate to release these offensive emails from Gruden, which it obtained during its investigation of the football team, it must also release the findings related to the actual target of that investigation. Our clients and the public at large deserve transparency and accountability. If not, the NFL and Roger Goodell must explain why they appear intent on protecting the football team and owner Dan Snyder at all costs. It's definitely something that has the potential to be a powder keg of firings and embarrassment for not only the Raiders, but league-wide, 650,000 emails. A lot of sensitive things happening during the time, like the name change. Can you imagine how many horrifying things could have been said or put in an email regarding the NFL making the football team change their name? I think this could just be the tip of the iceberg. Here's Brian Broaddus with second down, though.
Yeah, thank you there, General. Just if you missed this, Trey Flowers, I know, came on. The Seahawks are releasing Trey Flowers, the corner. I do have a report on that. And again, just to go back on that if you missed it, my guy said talent lacks urgency, bit soft, doesn't make plays on the ball. He would fit the system here because he knows the coach, that kind of thing. He's familiar with that kind of thing. But if a coach were to convince him to play press and be physical, he would have a chance to help. So that's something about Trey Flowers. I also want to talk about here, though, that the NFL.com's come out with, and this is from David Carr, the player rankings of quarterbacks that the 5 quarterbacks he'd like to have or build a franchise around under the age of 30. I will start with the number 1, and you guys tell me who you would like to build your franchise around of these 5 guys. I'm just going to start. Number 1 is Josh Allen. Number two is Pat Mahomes. Number 3 is Justin Herbert. Number 4 is Kyler Murray. And number 5 is Dak Prescott.
I'm not going to bury Pat Mahomes yet. I would put Pat Mahomes as number 1.
Okay.
And I would do that very comfortably. At number 2, would I go Herbert already?
Okay.
He looks really, really good.
You're 2 for 2 so far.
I do like his 5 names, and I do think it's hard to put them in order, but to me, 1 is easy. Then it gets a lot tougher. I'll go 2, Herbert, Kyler, Dak, Allen.
Ooh,
Kyler Allen, Dak. Kyler Allen, Dak.
I put Dak third. I did.
Okay.
I did too. I went Mahomes, Herbert, Prescott, Allen, Murray is how I ranked it.
I'd probably flip Murray and Allen, but heck, I think the top 2 are pretty clear. Mahomes and Herbert.
Yeah.
That's,
there might be people. I love
I only
Herbert.
think the top 1 is clear. Like Herbert looks really good, but we're 5 weeks into year 2.
Arrow's pointing straight up.
It is pointing up.
Yeah.
Here's Jeff with third down.
Third down. So, Brian, inside that same article, my favorite things, the reason I clicked on that article that had those top 5 quarterbacks is because it said it was by David Carr.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing when David Carr writes something is to see where is Derek Carr. Because, man, he loves to pick his brother for stuff, which is cool because he's family. So he couldn't just do the top 5 quarterbacks under 30. He had to follow that up with, and by the way, here's the top 15 offensive players in the league.
Okay.
Because at number 14 is Derek Carr.
No way.
He had to find a way to get his brother into this article. And at number 15 is Darren Waller, Derek Carr's tight end.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Lamar Jackson, DeAndre Hopkins, Tom Brady, Dak at 7, Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams, Justin Herbert, Kyler, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen. Had to find a way to get his brother in.
Okay, it's
that's
a
down
weird
5
thing all the way
spots,
around.
though. If you notice, that's down 5 spots.
He's about as
where he had him before.
Oh, you had him a little higher?
Yeah, he had him a little bit higher before.
Okay.
Yeah.
About as bizarre and erratic as his career, I would say there from Mr. David Carr. That's a tough one right there. I mean, if you're going to rank the best offensive players in the league, the first 10 at least got to be quarterbacks. And I've no room for a tight end unless it's Gronk in his prime, really. And then you're going to get through all these wide receivers and great tackles, and you're putting like jobber quarterbacks in there. That's just weird.
He's
David.
a great quarterback.
Figure it out,
Wonderful
okay?
player.
How could you be that damn handsome? Like I was watching him on TV today. He's got like the perfect superstar
Who is this, David Carr?
jawline and pointy chin. Yeah, he's got it going on, and he can't even put together a media career. Former number 1 overall pick, handsome, sucks at media.
Yeah, it's tough.
All right,
well,
let's roll.
I mean, he's making it work. He's getting paid. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I'm sure no need to feel sorry for the guy. I'm just shocked at how horrible he is at that job too. Okay, it's 3 down and 2 to go right here in the G-Bag Nation. Let's look at the show sheet. Why Jerry Jones said you can make the case that Terrence Steele deserves to hang on to the starting gig. We'll explain that right here on a Flagtober Tuesday. Next in the G-Bag Nation.
A criminal record can create serious barriers to important goals in life, like finding a job, getting housing, or applying for school admissions. But what if the crime you were convicted of was no longer a crime? That could be the case if you've ever been convicted of marijuana possession. New Jersey recently legalized the possession of small amounts of marijuana and hashish for recreational use by adults. Also, many past convictions are being removed from criminal records. More than 300,000 convictions have already been expunged. To find out if your marijuana conviction has been expunged from your record, and to learn how to receive a certification of your expungement, go to njcourts.gov/marijuana. Take advantage of this opportunity for a fresh start. To learn more, go to njcourts.gov/marijuana. That's njcourts.gov/marijuana.
Time is everything. Our lives are under its spell. Be among the select few to command the fleeting hours with the tradition, elegance, and performance of a timepiece from Longines. Handcrafted in Saint-Amir, Switzerland since 1832, Longines' watchmaking expertise reflects a strong devotion to the classical elegance and excellent quality, which never cease to delight those who appreciate exceptional timepieces. Discover the newest Longines models. Elegance is an attitude. Available at the Timepiece Collection in Inglewood.
Superbook Sports is now live in New Jersey and bringing the best of Las Vegas to the palm of your hand. The preferred app for smart gamblers everywhere. Superbook has better odds, favorable prices, and an extensive betting menu. And now Superbook Sports is giving you a $50 bonus voucher if there's a safety scored in any Sunday NFL game. Make sure you check out Superbook.com and sign up now so you don't miss out. Visit us at Superbook.com for our latest promotions and odds boosts. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details. Have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.